Show you how to decorate a 90-second cake for Father's Day. So what you first need is a 90-second cake or any cake or cupcake that you're choosing to decorate, fully made and cool. Also need is a half a cup of icing. It can be store-bought icing or homemade icing. You're going to also need food coloring, green food coloring. You're also going to need a ball of fondant, just the size of a golf ball. That's our theme. We're going to do a golf ball on grass. I have a piping bag. I'll show you how to cut it. And Wilton tip number 233, which is the grass tip. Another few things you might need. If you want to make this golf ball realistic like I do, you're going to use a candle to make the little grooves inside the golf ball, and you'll need scissors to cut your piping bag. So, I made my cake a couple minutes ago, and so I'm still letting it cool. I'm going to go ahead and prepare my piping bag and my icing so that I'm ready. So, with the piping bag, you want to make sure you cut the hole big enough so that the tip can fit through, but not so big that the tip falls through. So the way I suggest doing that is to start simply by aligning the tip and the bag together, and then you're going to want to cut halfway of where the tip aligns with the bag, if that makes any sense. So in this case, I'm cutting about a ½ inch, that feels like a ½ inch, of the bag off. And then I'm going to go ahead, fold down the top so I have easy access, open it up and stick my tip into there. And you see, my tip doesn't even get all the way to the end, so I'm going to go ahead and trim more of the bag until it just gets there so that the top is peeking through, but not so much that I have to start fresh with a new bag. So there you have it. My bag is ready, prepared for icing. So I'm going to leave that flap down, and then we're going to color the icing. So my icing is fairly stiff like I told you. Grass can be as green as you want it to be. Anyway, okay, there we go. 2 to 3 drops to start off with. I'm going to mix to get a nice green. Now, as you can tell, I don't know if you saw from the box, this is a neon, so it's not like a real green, but I'm going to go ahead and add more so that at least it will be a darker green, no matter what happens. So that you can actually tell it's supposed to be grass. Making messes. Okay, so there we go. I like that green. So our piping bag is ready, our icing is ready, so now we are ready to add the icing to the piping bag. It is my suggestion that you keep the flap of the icing bag folded over your hand. It helps, you'll see in a moment. And then I open it up so I have a clear shot. Scoop as much icing into your bag as you think you're going to need, which I would say is all of it. Cool trick is because your hand's now protected, you can use it to help guide the icing off of the spoon. There we go. And voila, we are done. And we now have a bag of icing. We're going to straighten up the tips or the top of the bag and slowly squeeze the icing towards the tip. No rush. And once you feel like it's where you want it to be, you can give the bag 1 or 2 turns so that it stays closed, and then wrap your palm around the base of the bag, and then your thumb is holding the top of the bag closed and secure against your hand. So that's what we're looking like. Bringing our cake back into focus, we can now begin to decorate. So you're going to want to get a feel for the bag. You're going to squeeze it a little bit and start to see our little grass blades coming out. And then always when decorating, in the beginning at least, you want to hold your bag perpendicular to the cake. Squeeze a little bit, pull straight up. Squeeze, pull straight up. And you want to get a feel for it as you go. This grass is going to be interesting because grass isn't all the same anyway, so I feel like that's good because grass isn't uniform. Your cake doesn't have to be uniform.
And so we are going to go around. I'm going around the edges first, but there's no need to do that. I like this height of grass that I'm getting. But we are going to be doing a whole cake. This is perfect.
If you have a huge cake, I apologize in advance. The effect is going to look amazing once it's all done. You can already see it does look like grass. But with this 4-inch 90-second KakeMi, it's done very quickly.
Let's see if I can get half the cake so we can get the effect that we're going for without you waiting until I'm completely done before you see my grass. Looking like grass. If it's getting harder for you to pipe, go ahead and readjust your bag so it feels comfortable in your hand. If you're doing a big cake, you might want to do this in shifts because it can get tedious and tiresome on your hand. If you're ambidextrous, you can switch hands to continue, or if you have a partner with you or a kid who wants to decorate with you, you can go ahead and pass it off to them.
And look at that! We have grass, green grass. I'll put my icing bag to the side. I'm going to make sure my hands are fairly clean. I'm going to pick up my ball of fondant. Fondant, depending on how long you've had it, or if it's fresh, sometimes it can be a little stiff, so you want to knead it to make it softer and malleable, like clay dough. So this can be a fun part. If it's sticking to your hands, that means your hands have something wet on them, so you could dry your hands. And if it's still sticking after that, then you may need to add a little powdered sugar, confectioner's sugar, to your space. And those are my tips right now for fondant. So once it's malleable, soft, not cracking anywhere. Oh, that's another thing. If it's too hard, then stick it in the microwave for about 5 seconds. Not too long, you know, so it will melt all over the place and get nasty. And then you'll have to let it cool. But once it's as soft as you can get it, you're going to want to roll it into a ball. Don't worry if your ball isn't a perfect sphere, because that's what the candle is going to be used to help make little divots in here. So I was looking all over for something to use and to make the little points that are in golf balls, and I had candles laying around, the wax tip, and I think they make a pretty nice even shape for the golf ball.
If you have something else, maybe a clean, I don't know, not pencil because you don't want lead or whatever they use in pencil points in your fondant, especially if someone might eat it.
And so we're just going to uniformly go around the ball of fondant, making little divots. If you think of something better to use, please share. That's going to be the bottom part. And so I'm going to reshape it just a little bit. I'm going to put a couple fresh ones in the top because I did squish some of mine. But that is my golf ball. I'm happy with it. I'm going to sit it on the grass in the center. It's like a hole-in-one. And there you have it.